What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Man, it's been a while. Holy crap. So much has happened in this last 4 to 6 weeks. Some good and some bad. But that's not why we're here today to talk about that. Today, I want to talk about the need and absolute necessity to change up your workouts, to make a switch for better results. Now, I watch, as I've said before, I watch several different people on YouTube, fitness people. There's some great channels out there. There's one guy in particular I just came across. Now, I'm a wrestling fan. I've been, ever since I was a kid, watching wrestling with my dad on Sunday afternoons. This is going back pretty long ago. I'm a lot older than you guys, but, well, maybe some of you guys are around my age. But I've always I always liked wrestling. I mean, growing up as a kid, we all want to be, like superstars or, superheroes or whatever. So I guess that's why we're all drawn to that stuff. But there's one guy I just recently came about. His name's Shamus, the Celtic Warrior. He's a pretty cool dude. He's very intelligent, very funny, and he's in great shape. And what he does is he has this thing on his channel called the Brave Change Workout. Most recently he's been using other WWE wrestlers, the females and the males, and some other fitness professionals in the industry. And what he does is he goes each time to film a segment, he does a workout. He does their workout. Now, everyone has their own particular style of things, which is very interesting because each time he goes to a particular place, he doesn't know what he's going to get. Now, some of these workouts are like more straight up CrossFit. Some of them are more strength and conditioning. Some of them are on like he just recently did one with Jerry Ward from BioS3. He did a rehab type workout to work around particular injuries and still put on size. So each time he's getting a complete switch up, and he's pushing himself to the absolute max. And it's quite honestly changing his physique, you can tell. That's what we all need to do. We need to switch up our routines on a regular, scheduled basis, because you should be planning everything. Well, from my own personal observations over the years is that, the younger you are, when I say younger, first of all, I consider everyone younger than me. But when I say younger, I mean like up until, say you start training from the age of 10, which I do recommend you start weight training at 10 years old. I started at 9, but 10 would be definitely safe. Up until like your 20s, 20, 21, you should be switching up your workouts on a regular basis, a frequent basis. And then as you get a little older, like let's just say 30s and 40s, you want to switch it up not as often, and then you get upwards of 50s and up, like myself, you want to switch it up every like 3 or 4 weeks or so. It's the reason for that is that when you're younger, your recuperation, your ability and efficiency of recuperation is better due to hormones and genetics, of course. But as you get older, everything slows down. No matter how diligent you are, no matter how on point you are with diet and training and cardio and so forth, things just don't recover as quick. We all know ourselves or people who have had injuries in their 40s and 50s, and it takes forever to heal. It seems like the injuries never go away, for that matter. So it's important to switch things up. Now, whenever I coach someone for a competition, every time I do a different plan for them leading up until the show, I completely change up the protocol. That could be a combination of muscle groups. That could be the rep ranges. It could be completely different, more of a heavy compound or a mid-range or a high rep, high isolation type scheme. Every 4 weeks we change things up. Usually sometimes 5 or 6, but for the most part every 4 weeks. But if you're in your 40s and 50s, like myself and up, you definitely want to you want to stick to a particular protocol. Every week you want to definitely progressively push yourself more than the previous workout, but you want to stick with that plan a little bit longer, maybe like 6 weeks or so. So if you're in your 20s, I would switch up your routine every 2 weeks. If you're in your 30s and 40s, I would switch it up every 4 weeks. And if you're in your 50s and up, I would switch it every 6 weeks. Now, that's switching things around as far as, like, you have to make a commitment. You have to make a commitment to a particular protocol. Meaning, for example, this month, I would advise, just say I did your routine and we're getting ready for a competition. This particular month, in conjunction with the set nutritional plan, advising you to eat a particular way in each particular day, or sometimes different days are different as far as your schedule goes. The workouts would be set at a particular rep range of, say, 8 to 10 on everything. For the most part, I'm trying to generalize everything right now. 8 to 10 reps on everything. Maybe instead of doing large bouts of cardio, maybe pre and post, like, HIIT cardio, because we're sticking to a more of a heavier rep range, and so on and so forth. And then there'd be particular days with particular muscle groupings and so on and so forth. Then 4 weeks later, we would completely change it around, sometimes the complete opposite. So you commit to a particular protocol for a period of time, and when you're competitively, if you're getting ready for a show, that's in conjunction with a set plan with meals and supplements and timing and everything like that. You got to switch things up. Now, if you're a power lifter, that's different. If you're doing more of power lifting and you're getting stronger is easy. It's easy. You keep it absolutely simple and you progressively increase every week. You can get creative. Power lifters have a lot of new techniques that they employ, they utilize, and they incorporate, chains and bands and all that, incorporating more concentric resistance and less eccentric, providing them with more strength and less inflammations for faster recuperation. Things have to keep more simplified and progressive. You can't make a total switch. You have to be careful with certain auxiliary type exercises and secondary exercises and so on. So powerlifting is a little bit different. If you're just trying to recomp your body and get bigger and leaner and look and aesthetically change your body, you have to get a mix of all the different types of points of flexation, and you have to vary your intensity levels as far as rep ranges go. Sometimes you have to increase sets or decrease sets, or add more cardio or take more cardio out. It depends on the individual. So as you can see, everything has to change. Now, getting back to Shamus, he makes it really fun, and he's a good sport about it. And he goes in there and he gets his ass kicked by some of the women of the WWE. Now, I don't want to make this video talking about wrestling, a long drawn-out wrestling thing, but these women nowadays in the ring are no joke. They bust ass. And when women's wrestling first started, it wasn't along that lines. It was more of a, I don't want to be disrespectful and say TNA. It wasn't anything like that, but it was more of a female, athletic female presence out there. And then they started to throw a little bit of wrestling in, And around the era with China, if you will remember that, she paved the way for those ladies. Then this last like 10 years, things have changed. So Sheamus is doing these videos with like Alexa Bliss and some of these ladies. Man, like I just saw one recently where he was going through a CrossFit type workout with her, and again, I don't agree with CrossFit. That's not my thing. I've never agreed with it, but that doesn't mean it's not hard. And it's he got his ass kicked, and that girl, that female wrestler from the WWE was ahead of him the whole way. She kicked his ass. I mean, I can't really say she kicked his ass, but they went toe to toe, and it was impressive. So Sheamus is doing a good thing. He's getting a constant change every time he goes in for these workouts, and that's what you should be doing too. So that's what I recommend. Keep it fun. Keep pushing as hard as you possibly can each time. Make it fun. Switch stuff up. And then you'll get better results rather than stick to the old robotic, do the same thing every time. People tend to do that because it's comfortable or they feel good when they do it. Well, you have to make yourself uncomfortable. And I'm actually borrowing this term from Jeff Cavalier from Athletiline. He said that you have to, when uncomfortable starts becoming comfortable, that's when it's time to change. You got to go against the grain. You got to run into the fire, using an analogy, so to speak. You need to change it up to get the results. So I'm going to leave it at that. And if Sheamus, maybe you're watching this video, I just want to say that's awesome, bro. You're doing an awesome job. Anytime you want to come up here and let me put you through a workout, I'd love to kick your ass. All right, guys. Have an awesome week. Good weather on the way, hopefully. Memorial Day weekend. Much respect to all my fellow veterans. And Semper Fi all the way.